What happens to my Social Security if I quit working today? All right, so I'm not even using the word retire in there. I'm gonna say quit working today because there's some confusion here, my friends. And I'll share with you why about what Social Security says retire versus quit working. We're gonna go in that just a second. So I'm just gonna use your old buddy Josh, 52-year-old Josh, for an example. I'm 52 years old. Let's say I'm in a crappy old job. I say, I'm quitting. And I said, what if I never get another job? What would be the minimum amount I get in Social Security if I never worked again? All right, we're going to dive into that. All right. I'm going to go, by the way, today's December 11th, 2022, about 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to go live on Rumble at 8 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. The link will be in the doobly doo down there. And again, if you want to sign up for my email list, I send emails on occasion. Please do. If you don't like my politics, my philosophy, my love of Jesus, all that, then don't sign up. The fact that I'm not afraid to talk about music, sports, finance, all kinds of stuff. Just don't sign up. I don't need you here. That's okay. No hard feelings. In fact, speaking of music, right now I'm listening to Rush 2112. Not as good as Caress of Steel. Don't care what anybody says. Caress of Steel by Rush was just freaking spectacular. Insanely awesome. A lot of people love Rush. They love them like, I get it, man. Rush is freaking fantastic. Not the best band in terms of getting me fired up. But a lot of people also like Pink Floyd. And Pink Floyd doesn't do anything. I mean, look, I love Roger Waters' lyrics. I think they're fantastic. From the music just doesn't touch my soul the way some other bands do. Anyway, I guess I'm just a crazy man. All right, so let's go on this. So, I've always said, and I'm going to hammer this home again and again and again, because Social Security is by far and away the biggest source of retirement income many of us have. And you just got to know this, man. You have to know this so you recognize it's not nearly as bad as what you think. So I'm 52 right now. All right, I'm going to share with you my information. Over the course of my working career, all right, so there's actually, let me just go here. I'm going to go to my Social Security statement here. So I'm going to ssa.gov, and you'll see that in 2021, I made, in terms of my taxable Social Security, was $142,800, which is the max. I actually made more than that, but I made the maximum that's Social Security taxes. You got to go to myssa.gov and get your own account. You have to do this, man. If you don't do it, I don't want to hear it from you, man. If you don't do it, you're being lazy and you're like, I just want Biden to take care of me, or Trump. I don't want to do it myself. I don't want to hear it. So you go to myssa.gov and sign up for an account. And then here you go. So here's your old buddy Josh. I'll tell you, I earned this amount of taxable Social Security in 2021. All right, so they're saying my monthly benefit as of right now at my full retirement age is $34.40. All right, so if actually, let me just show you something here. Now, this is critical. My monthly benefit at full retirement age is $34.40 right now, at the end of 2021. And now it's 2022. We haven't got the 2022 statements out yet. If I continue to work until I'm 67 and I make an average future annual salary over the next 15 years, I'm 52 now, my benefit will be $34.78. All right. So again, my FRA, as I say here today, when I turn 67, right now is $34.40. If I continue to work for the next 15 years and I make $150,000 a year, my full retirement benefit will be $34.78. This is in today's dollars. We haven't adjusted for inflation or anything. It's in today's dollars. People don't know this. Everybody with me so far? If I continue to work for the next 15 years, my benefit will be $34.78. I'm assuming I make the max. All right, so let's close that out. So if I quit today and never earn another dollar and still take Social Security at 67, this is where it gets confusing. Social Security says your retirement age, and they equate that to when you take Social Security. No. That's stupid. It should be when you file. This should say filing age at 67. Now they say if I never earn another dollar again, I was able to put that in there. I just did that drop-down box. my monthly benefit will be $28.47. All right, you hearing that? So if I continue to work for another 15 years, my benefit won't be $34.40, but I think it's $34.78. $38 a month. Wow. If I stop working now, I never earn another dollar. My benefit will be $28.47. So it'll be about $600 less for never earning another dollar. All right, so now I want to go into how we devise that. All right, so here's my taxable Social Security. Again, whether I made more or less, it doesn't matter. I mean, more, it doesn't matter because the Social Security, there's a max. You can see, 2018. Oof, that's when I started my business. 2007. Oof, $34,000, dudes. With 4 kids, 1 income, mortgage, $34,000. That was a tough year. I've always said 2007 was tough. And you can see in here, this is when I got the Army. I was in the Army. In the Army, I was working a bar, still working a bar. My first real job at Vanguard, Schwab, at the bank. And then 1988, my first full year in the Army was right here. Anyway, so what Social Security does, they take your top 35 years of indexed earnings. These are not indexed. These are just the actual dollars I made. So in 1994, let's do 1991, my last full year in the Army, I made $11,886 in actual dollars. We haven't indexed them. But what Social Security does, they take your top 35 of indexed earnings, your top 35. I'm not indexing them right now. I want to put that to the side for now because I want to just cut to the chase to make this as simple as possible. I'm just taking my top 35 years of earnings. Now, there's actually 37 years in here because in 1984, I made $156 when I was 14 years old. In 1987, I made 913 when I was 17 years old, something like that. Oops. But but those aren't in my top 35. So I'm deleting these essentially from the record because it's your top 35 years of earnings. So my top 35 years of earnings, not indexed, again, we're going to come back to that, is I made $2.059 million of my top 35 years of actual dollars earned. Social Security takes that top 35, and then they, again, assuming indexing, but we're not doing that right now, then they divide it by 420. Why? Because there's 12 months, and each year, 12 months times 35 years is 420 months. Hey, buddy. So what we do is we say, okay, 2.059 divided by 420, my AIME, and this is my average monthly earnings because it's not indexed. I cannot stress this enough. My average monthly earnings is $4,905. All right, now we got bend points here that Social Security has. They say the first $1,115 of your index earnings, in this case just monthly earnings, you get 90% of that. So the first $1,115, I get $1,004 as my Social Security benefit. The next amount up to $67.21, I get 32%. And any amount above $67.21, I don't get anything. I get 15%, excuse me. So here I get the first $1,115, I get 90% of. The next amount up to $67.21, I get 32% of. Well, as you can see, I only got $49.05 here, so I don't have any benefit above the $67.21. So in here, without even indexing my earnings, my PIA, my primary insurance amount at 67, which is at 60, your benefit at 67 in this case, because I was born after 1959, is $22.16. All right. So what that means is, without even indexing my earnings, I will get $22.16. But I know I will get way more than that because we can look at my statement. And my statement literally says, if I never work again, I'll get $28.47. So the indexing has allowed my benefit to accrue by an extra $600. The indexing is just what's called average wage, the average wage index, AWI, essentially inflation for workers, if that makes sense. Once you hit 60, you no longer get indexing. At some point, once you're 62, you'll hit cost of living adjustments, COLAs. And average wage index historically has been higher than average wage. COLAs, average wage index has historically been higher than COLAs. So you're good. You like to get the AWI. Historically, it's been actually more beneficial to you until you hit 60. Then you're flatline until you're 62. Then you get the COLAs. All right, but we're not. I don't care about that. Again, so right now, if I continue to work at $150,000 a year, and I take Social Security at 67, my benefit will be $34.78. If I never work again, and I take Social Security at 67, my benefit is $28.47. I know for a fact my non-indexed earnings are $22.16. So all I'm doing in this essentially this case, I'm just adding $650 to make it simple. All right, now I've shown other videos how to index. I don't want to go in that here today because I want to do some other stuff. So check this out. Here, if I continue to work until I'm 70, my monthly benefit is only $34.78. Because again, it takes only the top 35 years of earnings. So in this case, I'm paying all the taxes, but because I'll have well more than my top 35 at $150,000 a pop, I'm losing out essentially from working because my benefit, from a Social Security perspective, because I'm basically not adding anything to my Social Security benefit. I'm just not. Because I already made my top 35 years. Now, you could say my delay is 44.26 with delayed earnings credits. Yes, but I have not earned any more Social Security benefit at all if I continue to work. But that's not what we're trying to accomplish in this video. Is not what if I continue to work. It's what if I stop. So let's keep going. If I never earn another penny, I can still take Social Security early. It'll be reduced by, I think, 35%, something like that, to $2,005 a month. If I take a now, see again, this says retirement age is 70, but I'm not retiring. I have the choice of retiring between 62 and 70. It's really, again, that choice of filing. You can't get Social Security before you're 62 unless it's SSDI, disability insurance, which is not what we're talking about. Anyway, so you can see here, I can take it at 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, and so on. So I have if I never earn another dollar, my Social Security benefit will be between $2,000 and $3,500 if I never earn another dollar. I'm only 52 today. All right, hope that makes sense. So let's keep going. Now let's say I retire. Hold on a second. Let's say, look, I want to downsize my career. I'm only going to make $75,000 as opposed to $150,000, but I'm going to work until I'm 62. All right, so I'm 52. I'm going to work for another 10 years at half of what I'm making now. Now, my full retirement age benefit was not going to be $34.78. It'll drop to $33,077. Okay, that's $400 less a month for working at half the income I was making for basically 5 to 8 years less. Crazy. Or I could take it at 62 and still get $21.34. So I downsized my career. I'm only going to work another 10 years at half what I was making, and I'm still going to get at minimum $21.34 or at maximum $38.30, depending on what time I take Social Security. I really downsize, and I only make $30,000 a year, and I retire at age 62. Oh, my full retirement age benefit is $28.75. Not much different than what I'm making right now if I never work again. My early benefit is $20.24. What was my full retirement age if I never work again? $28.47. $28.47 is my full retirement age if I never work again. If I make $30,000 a year, my benefit goes up to $28.75. Just not, look, so if you want to work for health insurance, that's fine. But to work to increase your Social Security benefit, once you already have a significant number of earnings years behind you, it's not going to do anything. It's just not. Anyway, so the point being is once you figure out your earnings record, you highlight, you copy and paste that into a spreadsheet. Take your top 35. You don't even have to index them. Divide by 420. That will give you an idea of what your benefit is today. Again, you're underwhelming to what your real benefit will be because your years of being indexed, i.e. growing with inflation. But that'll at least give you something to think on. And they say, okay, and these benefits I see here today will be adjusted with inflation as well. So by the time I hit 67, it's not going to be $2,200 or $2,800 or $3,400. It'll be adjusted accordingly with the cost of living as well. Oh, man. And so anyway, so I was looking for my wife and me. I was like, dude, if I never make another dime again, Between Charlotte and I, we'll have, well, I think it was like 38,000 a year at 62. Our earliest benefit we'd ever have between she and I, if we both took early, we'd get 38,000 a year in today's dollars. Now, is that going to make us happy? No. But can we survive off 38,000 in today's dollars if we don't have debt? Yeah, I don't want to. Sure, 100%. It's not going to be a great life. I'd like to have a lot more than that. But if that's the worst case scenario, okay. Well, how about from now until then? What do you do? That's a different video. But now you know how to figure out your Social Security if you're retired today. Get on myssa.gov and get your own statement to figure this stuff out, man. If you don't do it, you're just, I don't know what to tell you. All right, we'll see you.